yet returned.
Welcome to MojoPlays. Today we're looking at the 10 biggest mysteries in Cyberpunk 2077.
They're my reminder. When I see them, I see what they've sliced. Muscle, tendon, bone, even implants. Like a hot knife through butter.
For this list, we'll be looking at the more perplexing elements seen in CD Projekt Red's sci-fi RPG. Which of these mysteries caught your attention? Let us know in the comments below. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Murk Man. Any hellish dystopia can benefit from somebody putting other people's interests above their own, and that's apparently where Murk Man comes into Cyberpunk 2077. You'll never actually meet Murk Man, however, just steal his flashy ray-fueled Caliburn. You'll find the car in a tunnel after completing both the mission Ghost Town and getting enough street cred, along with a log that explains Murk Man's origin story. He's a direct parody of Batman, but his true identity remains mysterious. We'd love it if there was a side mission where you can actually encounter Murk Man and have a reckoning with him. You did steal his car after all. And maybe you could get some interesting loot, or pledge to fight for justice alongside him. Who lives on the moon?
I, V, do solemnly swear.
I, V, do solemnly swear.
By the 2070s, the moon has already been occupied by humans for 80 years, but despite all that, the game never dwells on this. Though the moon was a core motif in Edge Runners, we'd love to see it in the game, and it's a great potential setting for future DLC. We're already getting a big DLC to look at what truly remains of the new USA and its Militech-controlled president, so why not go all the way to the lunar surface?
That I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
And with a sequel game already confirmed as well, the moon is definitely an evocative setting we'd love to explore. It's also controlled by ESA in the TTRPG, so it would be interesting to see a big European melting pot up there rather than North America.
You know, taking that oath. Bad idea.
The cat.
No sudden movements. Do you see it? That cat?
At certain key moments, V can encounter a cat, which they note is shocking as all the cats are supposed to be gone from Night City. You can adopt a stray cat called Nibbles if you do a small quest, but you'll also see a cat in a construction site during the quest Gimme Danger. Takemura will say he believes the cat is a bakaneko, a type of yokai in Japanese mythology.
Perhaps it is a bakaneko.
Bakaneko? What's that?
He explains that the cat could be a herald of bad luck and misfortune, which is certainly the case here. Not only has V been unlucky during the game, but this questline can eventually lead to Takemura's death at the hands of Arasaka. But do spirits like that exist in this world, or is it a regular cat surrounded by strange coincidences?
The Bakaneko got sick of us, looks like.
It will find its own way.
V's childhood.
V, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
We understand that the reason V's life is kept vague is so that you can roleplay effectively. But what V did before the game's opening is still very mysterious regardless of which life path you choose. In the Nomad path, we know they were once a backer and that the backers were absorbed by Snake Nation, but we don't know anything about the other backers or any of V's former family and friends.
Electric coupling module.
You said it was nothing serious when I came in. You said you were sure.
The Street Kid life path says V was raised by gangs, but reveals nothing more from there. Finally, Corpo is the most fleshed out, but we still meet almost nobody from V's early life before the prologue begins. And you can have deep backstories that leave room for effective role-playing. CDPR already accomplished this with The Witcher.
The faster you live, the faster you burn out! If you don't get a bullet to the brain first!
Alt Cunningham.
What happened out there? Couldn't just take him out?
That watch was well prepared this time.
We see Alt Cunningham in flashbacks as Johnny Silverhand's main squeeze, though not main enough that he knows the first thing about her, as he has no idea she's a gifted and dangerous netrunner. When V meets Alt, however, she's very different, now an inhuman AI trapped behind the Black Wall. Alt says some strange things, however, including that Johnny is misremembering how she died.
What you saw was his subjective view of what happened. A warped account of events he locked away in his subconscious and replayed time and again.
It's possible that Alt could have easily manipulated Johnny's memories beyond that, since she's the one responsible for finally detangling Johnny and V. If Johnny's memory is flawed, then we still don't know how Alt really died, and whether Johnny, Arasaka, or somebody else could be responsible.
How's that help me exactly?
That didn't make it any worse.
Cyberpsychos. What's the true cause of cyberpsychosis? All the lore in the tabletop RPG, video game, and anime leaves this purposely vague, with different characters implying different things. At face value, the cause of cyberpsychosis is that the human body can't tolerate too many cybernetic implants. But when you dig a little deeper, various characters will suggest that the true cause is much more complex, and that people's oppressive material conditions can cause or worsen mental health conditions. While fighting the cyberpsychos, you'll often find logs that reveal they were already struggling before the psychosis kicked in. There's even a shard called The Truth About Cyberpsychosis that blames the modern lifestyle and the dehumanization of their cybernetic culture. It's up to you to decide what you believe.
Recall they don't play well with neural processors. Poking a part of the prefrontal cortex they shouldn't be poked at.
The Black Wall.
Few have gone through to the other side, and none have yet returned.
The Black Wall is, supposedly, a layer of ice that keeps the world's rogue AIs locked away. ICE stands for Intrusion Countermeasures Electronics, essentially a type of firewall invented by the father of the cyberpunk genre, William Gibson. But there are theories that the ICE of the Black Wall is something else entirely.
How do I get to the other side?
Another AI, this one tasked with keeping all the others pinned in. Whether that's true or not, there are other mysteries surrounding the Black Wall too. What other AIs have been trapped back there, aside from Alt Cunningham?
Where's she even gonna take you?
Beyond the Black Wall. To become part of her.
How dangerous could they be if released? And are the Voodoo Boys right that the AIs will escape sooner or later? These are questions we're sure will be explored in the future.
What of Brigitte and the Voodoo Boys?
I was forced to purge them. Netwatch was exploiting their BBS.
Will V find a cure?
I'm so damn tired, Johnny. I just want to start anew, even if I don't know what that means. I bet it'd be good for you too.
The sequel, whenever that arrives, will almost certainly have to give us a new main character to follow, since V's fate can vary so wildly. And there's no way in any of the game's endings for V to truly escape death. They get the closest when they go onto Arasaka's space station, but even then, they still won't be around to appear in the sequel. Unless, of course, Arasaka actually does make good on its promise to cure V. Ultimately, though, while this is still a mystery, it wouldn't be in keeping with the game's themes for any sequel to retcon V's death. After all, V's character arc in most of the endings is about accepting the inevitable.
It's perfect. All great, Panam. We're going home.
Johnny's body.
Shit! That's Adam Smasher! Johnny, run!
We know Arasaka captured Johnny Silverhand and made an engram of his personality. But what actually happened to Johnny's body when it had outlived its usefulness? Johnny's long quest line does spend some time trying to answer that question, as V is led to some oil fields on the outskirts of Night City to try and find Silverhand's grave. But there's a twist. Johnny's remains aren't here at all.
Nothing here at all.
What did you expect?
He's distressed by this news, and the quest to find his body ends here. This means we still have no idea where his body actually is, though it seems plausible that Arasaka would either be keeping it somewhere or would have destroyed it long ago.
Here lies Johnny Silverhand.
Mr. Blue Eyes.
I've long awaited this moment, to look the latest afterlife legend in the eye. I must say, I'm moved.
Happy not to disappoint.
The most enigmatic figure in the game, Mr. Blue Eyes is often talked about but rarely seen. You'll encounter him if you do the Paralez's quest Dream On, which you definitely should because it's one of the best in the game. When you talk to Jefferson at the end, Mr. Blue Eyes will be watching, a strange entity able to talk through other characters like the dolls. But who is he really?
The casino is currently testing a new security system.
And it's true. They will be shutting it down briefly today.
Is he an in-USA politician wanting to bend Night City to his will? Or is he potentially a rogue AI pulling the strings from way behind the scenes? The AI route is similar to the machinating AI Wintermute in Neuromancer, a novel Cyberpunk draws from significantly, and we'd love to see this explored more soon.
Where I'm from, they'd say it's straight impossible.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.